Let's bring in Peter Greenberg. He is an award-winning travel journalist joining us live from the Canary Islands tonight. Peter, always good to see you. So the U.S. travel ban impacting 8 African nations. Janelle just went through really how Americans will be impacted. Globally speaking, how far-reaching is this?
Well, it will be far-reaching simply because those 8 countries are just the beginning. Remember, there are 54 countries in the African continent, and the average vaccination for all those countries is less than 6%. The European Union, as you heard, has already banned travel. Our ban kicks in on Monday, and it doesn't apply to returning U.S. citizens or permanent residents. However, remember, we're already full in the U.S. for all the other foreign fully vaccinated passengers who have been allowed to come in since November 8th. Those numbers are not going to come down. Most of them are coming in from Europe, not from Africa. So the initial impact will not be important in terms of the numbers here in the United States, but in the long term, it could be.
You are off the northwest coast of Africa right now. You have visited that region many times. How have they handled and are handling the pandemic, and how has that region of the world been impacted over the last year and a half?
Well, a lot of them came late to the game in terms of vaccination, either because they didn't want to do it or because they didn't have access to the vaccines. That's now been ramped up in countries like Tanzania and Kenya on the eastern side of Africa, and they're getting a better job done. But they really did come late to the game. Remember, there's not a lot of travel within the continent that would be significant to us. But for our purposes, thinking about foreign vaccinated passengers coming in, won't be much of an impact. The real problem is, until they can get a handle on the new variant, the rule is this is not a virus we're going to get eradicated. It's going to have to be managed. And part of that management includes the current ban on travel to the U.S.
You know, Peter, people want to protect their health first and foremost, but they also want to protect their trip. So if anybody is planning international travel in the coming months, there's a lot of unknowns with this variant. Would you advise people to book now? And also, is this a good time to get travel insurance, not knowing quite what the future holds?
Well, the problem with most travel insurance is it still doesn't cover for pandemic. The kind of travel insurance we're talking about is trip cancellation or interruption insurance. Most of you will see it when you go online to make a reservation. In fact, you can't even complete the transaction without either opting in or opting out of that insurance, not even knowing what you're covered for. So the real key here is not the insurance. It's who you're going to fly with. You want to fly with a U.S. carrier because, remember, the U.S. carriers got rid of those draconian ticket change fees, which means if you do have to cancel your trip on a U.S. carrier, you're not going to lose your money.
Peter, big news this week from the Department of Justice cracking down once again on unruly passengers on planes. You fly all the time. How bad is it out there?
Well, what's really interesting about this is with the more than 5,200 cases of unruly, disruptive, or violent passengers reported by the FAA, only 37 have been referred to the DOJ for prosecution. That's a really small number. The new news out of the DOJ is they're now going to start prosecuting more. But the fact is, the prosecutions here have been minor. You've heard about the fines from the FAA, as much as $40,000 per incident. But in this case, again, the FAA is not an enforcement agency. They can't prosecute. They're only a regulatory agency. And their proposed fines doesn't necessarily mean those fines are either paid in full or even paid at all. So we're watching that carefully to see if it's going to have any deterrent effect on the number of incidents that have been reported, since nobody's really been prosecuted yet.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see if the bad behavior, if this threat of prosecution and hefty fine is enough, or if they stop serving drinks on planes if people start to behave.
You're right. Interestingly enough, certain airlines like Southwest, which had so many cases of violence related to alcohol at altitude, they already made the announcement they're not even thinking about returning alcohol to their service till next year. Other airlines have attempted to do it, United being one of them, and their flight attendants are not happy at all because, think about this, alcohol at altitude, what could possibly go wrong? So right now, we're going to wait and see what happens there as well. But nobody's happy about the idea of alcohol coming back on the planes.
That's right. All right, Peter, so Sunday, typically the busiest day of the season travel-wise. What are you expecting as folks hit the skies this Sunday to travel home?
Let's take a look at the numbers that were predicted just a couple of days ago. 1.9 million Americans a day being screened by the TSA. Guess what? The numbers were exceeded. It's 2.2. And that started back last Friday when people got a head start on the vacation. Now, the problem is they're all wanting to come back on the exact same day, which is Sunday. So the real intangible here is weather. As long as weather doesn't play a factor, you might get through it. But remember, if one plane cancels, you don't get a chance to get on another flight because it's already full. So be aware of that. Some people may be spending the night at the airport.
Yeah, or with a family for an extended period of time. I'd wish you a happy Thanksgiving, but I know you have called the holiday an obligatory dysfunctional family get-together. So enjoy the Canary Islands. You picked a good spot.
Why do you think I'm not in the United States right now?
That's right, Peter. Thanks for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.